Shah. You're doing it for Allah. You're really doing it for Satan.
Yeah,
you know?
Everything that's against Yahweh by Hashem Shah is for Satan, man. The anti, the adversary.
Matter of fact, I know you got one. I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get this one. This is in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. And it says, I'm gonna start at 19. It says, "What say I then, that the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High."
Who's the idol? Who's the gods or idols of all these other nations? It's these other fake false gods. So we're following after the heathen. I don't know if that came out right, but we're following after the heathen, which means we're following after their gods and following after these devils. And we were told not to. Even the greater king of Solomon went down for the same energy.
Yep.
Okay?
Matter of fact, Ishtar or Ashtoreth,
Yep.
or Astarte, she has various names.
Yep.
But Solomon worshiped, that's the same deity that you were worshiping. He got into the Queen of Heaven worship for the sake of to please his heathen wives. That's why the Lord said from the beginning not to marry them, because they'll take away your heart from serving them. That's what. Hey, Adam fell the same way. Solomon fell the same way. David.
And majority of us.
I mean, but he didn't fall to idol worship.
Right.
But they did fall by a woman.
Energy,
That's why idols and false philosophies are compared with actual women. Like what Solomon said in a few of his books, talking about strange wisdom, he refers to them as strange women. Because in the nature of idolatry and strange practices, strange philosophies.
You used a good word earlier, that intimacy you gotta get into to follow them other philosophies, them other gods.
You develop a passion for them. To commemorate and serve them. Like when Jake get into these so-called holidays, Jake get all into the energy and spirit of it.
Right.
That's intimacy.
Jake, all pinked out, a man, all pinked out. Today we gonna see it.
If I may add too, those other philosophies and ideologies, they seduce you and they entice you, which is like a characteristic of a woman.
Like she thought we was gonna be all into the spirit. She was in happy and all this other stuff, and she be all happy. Nah, man, we ain't up here about that. We don't even like the spirit up here because you all involved in it. Okay, and usually that's a good way to trap a man up is through the seduction of a woman. Yeah. That's why it goes back to everything you were saying about King Solomon when in his writings.
That's why we're not supposed to marry like a lot of these heathen women, because they would have us go off and follow after their gods. Ezra's cussed Israel out because of that.
Nehemiah.
Nehemiah marrying other women and marry other women from other nations. And Jake would get all into their culture and their gods and their idols, and next thing you know, they done put Yahweh Shah on the back burner, and they worshiping Ishtar, Baal, all these gods of the heathens.
Hey, recently I saw a video, like that passport bro shit is popularized now. So a lot of Jake, they're recording how they're winning overseas with these other women, these women of these other nations. And I saw one where Jake was in, I think he was in Thailand.
Oh, shit.
And he had one of them women, and she looked, decent, of course. She taking care of him, you know what I'm saying? She cooking for him. But he went into like how she lived her life and going into her culture. And he went into the Buddha temple and seeing how it all goes down, and he was involved with that shit. I was like, see, this is where that snare, this is going to be a snare into Jake.
International, I was going to make
that's how you can see it's a snare to him.
I mean, interracial couples and all that, interracial relationships. Because think about if you at the house, you chilling, you doing your thing, praying to your God and all of that, all of a sudden your wife and y'all kids together are now all dressed up in powder pink and they getting ready to go somewhere. Big spider wear, black and white. And the big check this shoulder too, both shoulders. But now you see them all dolled up and dressed up like, yeah, where y'all from? Oh, we just gonna go out to the ball feast. We gonna go out to the Queen of Heaven. We just gonna get a few cakes or something. No big deal. We know you don't like it. Well, why you taking my son? Well, you ain't gonna let your woman just go freely to go up there, but that's her culture. So when you blend in these cultures, that's when you're gonna have to. I gotta go watch her, man. Anything can happen. Then it's always gonna that spirit of jealousy always gonna kind of rise up. That you be like, damn, what is she gonna find somebody that's in her own culture, that speak her language, that grew up in that culture like that? That's what the problem that the scriptures through the spirit was trying to nip in the bud with our people.
That's why it started back with the Canaanites. Right before we went into the land of Canaan, the Lord told us, make sure you make no covenant with them. Don't give your daughters unto don't give your daughters unto their sons, either your sons to their daughters.
Didn't he say destroy their idols too?
Slay everything.
Slay everything.
Yeah.
The cattle,
Because
right?
it would become a snare to Jake. Jake could get all, once they get intimate and integrated with him, Jake started to absorb their culture. And that messed Jake up. That's why Jake is all screwed up today. Because they're living in a society where it's a multitude of cultures, a multitude of idols and deities. It's a cesspool. That's how you know this place is Babylon the Great. The mother of harlots, abominations of the earth.
Hey, you can go
There's
anywhere
nothing but
else.
idolatry
You
here.
pretty much go to any other country except for these Edomite ran ones, but the beast nations pretty much. And they have one religion, one way of life, one culture.
Yeah.
But you come to these places and it is that mix of all the cultures.
Right.
Yeah.
Same goes.
I'm going to read the same verse. This is in the NIV. It says, I'm going to start at 19 again. It says, do I mean then that food sacrificed to an idol is anything? Or that an idol is anything? No, but the sacrifices of pagans are offered to demons, not to the Most High. And I do not want you to be participants with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot have a part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons.
The scripture says no man can serve two masters, man. Hey, that's why when we go into Isaiah 1, it says Jake has rebelled against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He said he stretched forth his hand to people that know not him, man. But instead they give their power and glory into them idols.
The whole head is sick.
Yeah, the whole head is sick.
You should be found after these other ones, man. And the healing, like in Jeremiah was talking about the healing, has always been with our God. Why we, Jake get it good and then they want to wander off. Jake, think about your kids, man. Kids be feeling all good, they dressed all clean, you treat them good, y'all done ate, and they wander off doing shit they normally wouldn't do. Well, that's the same way we are as a people from our God. Jake, the Most High, for healing us, blessing us, establishing us, getting us right in the earth, and what do? We wander off to go see what else is going on. Not what's the word I'm looking for? Content with what we got. Y'all got something?
I got something.
Go ahead.
Sure? This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, and I'm going to start at 4. For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight whereof entices fools to lust after it. So they desire the form of the dead image that hath no breath.
Hey, like example, since we're dealing with Ishtar or Ashereth, if you look, you look up, images or icons of that particular deity, they always usually have, they'll usually have her, and she's always displayed as a voluptuous. She has like a voluptuous figure. And that's the very same image that men are captivated by to this very day when it comes to women.
Especially Jake, man.
Especially
Israelite man.
Israelite men. Easily captivated just by the curvature of a woman. You look at images of Nana. That's I believe that's the ancient Mesopotamian version of Ishtar. Nana, like you had Foxy Brown. I remember Apostle Tahar went into it, but Foxy Brown, she went by that name, Nana. That was the title of her first album.
It was, yeah.
But that's
Hit out.
yeah. And Jake used to salivate over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just that spirit and that energy, that's what that goes back to.
Con.
All right? You see a woman, she's thick and curvy, and you just, whatever you want, whatever you like, man. I'm going to worship the ground you walk on.
I drink your bath water, girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
simple as shit.
That's just
You
like
want to immediately put your seed into it. You know?
Hey, you see the Lord judged her ass for making her deaf.
Hell yeah.
it is just like that. I believe it's Elamite God, Sheba.
She on
She,
the list.
yeah,
know?
she.
Hey, let me get
How
that
they
back
always
from
have
my shit.
she always has her tongue out, and then when you look at social media and all these different platforms and
Yep.
stuff, hey, what happens? Hey, you have our women, posing and doing the same thing as this.
Same hand gestures,
Same
same
thing.
same sticking the tongue out.
Yeah.
That goes in that
See,
same.
there's some waters out here. Y'all keep up the good work.
We appreciate you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Blue
Yeah.
fringes. I can't wear them at work, but it's blue fringes.
All right.
Thank you.
Verse 6. Both they that make them, they that desire them, they and they that worship them are lovers of evil things, and are worthy to have such things of trust upon. I'm going to jump down to verse 15. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor the noses to draw breath, nor the ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them, but no man can make a god like unto himself. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands, for he himself is better than the thing which he worshipeth, whereas he lived once, but they never.
Yeah, these idols never actually lived. They're not alive.
Gone. It reminds of the account of Bel and the Dragon. Because what happened in that account? They basically was bringing, food or offerings into this idol, and
The food was getting eaten.
by the servants inside, man.
He is alive.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just
Gone.
putting a little animation to it, but they really believed that it was eaten. Then, who was that? It was the Daniel that laid out the powder on the ground, the flour on the ground, whatever. And then they could see the footsteps of the other men sneaking in from another way.
Absolutely.
That was going in there eating it up, man, living good. Off the false belief of the people.
Yeah. And it's so many accounts, man. Yahweh Shem Shah made sure that he established that he's the only true power in the universe, man. Or, and Jay constantly put their towards devils, man. Hey, it's after test. Hey, we can go into the account of, Elijah? Elisha or Elijah? When he mocked the prophets of Baal, man. He said, oh, your God must be sleeping, man. He must be busy. He's on a long journey. And what did they do? Yahweh Shem Shah showed forth his power by striking that post with the water and the wood. Hey, and what happened? They ended up killing themselves, cutting themselves, man. There's so many accounts, man. And it's going to be even more evident the closer and closer we get into the end that Yahweh Shem Shah is the power that reigns upon the earth, man.
Hey, just to laugh back a little bit, just this alone, how many years have we been worshiping this same system to our detriment, man? Shit ain't better. Our lives are not better.
Yeah.
Now, how bad was your life that you now start worshiping Jesus according to the new rendering of it, to this image, and not the truth? Or better yet, any of these gods. You've been worshiping these other gods. How bad was your life before you start worshiping these gods, and how good could it possibly be?
Think about this.
It's good according to the world, but not according to your heavenly Father. Which when you remove these things out of your life, then it's gonna be like, damn, nobody wanna be my friend, nobody wanna associate with me. But when you say, but so what, my God, I'm with my God in truth, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua in truth, guess what begins to happen? He starts sharing that wisdom, and your life does get better. It don't get better according to the world. Your spirit gets better. Okay, which is where your real life is at. Okay, and then so when all the destruction and things like that come, you have that moment to escape out of it, man. Versus everybody else that's been in that false energy that's just caught up in it. All right, I don't mean,